Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So yesterday people spotted some strange things going on X. Ashley St Clair, who originally started off as a conservative commentator for the most part, and then she ended up having a child with Elon Musk. People were noticing some things she was saying online. So she's gone from being a conservative commentator to now speaking about Elon Musk's son, who changed his name from Xavier to Vivienne, I believe, and referring to this male as her son's sister. Huge red flag, as you can guess. People were noticing this conversation she had, and they were like, what is happening? What is going on here? People wrote her off as a conservative grifter. And then after the comments she made yesterday, it's like, yeah, so now you're for trans in children. Is that what you're saying? Well, that's what Elon interpreted from her comment, and it has escalated very quickly. So this is what somebody posted, a question to her. You previously engaged in blatant transphobia. How do you feel about trans people in the wake of noticing how the far right truly is? And then she says, I feel immense guilt for my role, and even more guilt that things I have said in the past may have caused my son's sister more pain. I don't know how to make amends for any of these things, but I have been trying incredibly hard privately to learn, plus advocate for those within the trans community that I've hurt. I also haven't said much on this because I have gone back and forth over whether my voice would be helpful on the issue, since it will be framed as disingenuous or just turning because I'm scorned. Even this reply will become right-wing hysteria. But yeah, I am sorry. Let me know how I can help. Incredibly disingenuous to me. Elon interpreted this in a way that has now led him to seek full custody of their child. I believe it's a 1-year-old son. He announced that he wants full custody. Elon's son is a woman in her eyes now, and she makes no apologies for that. And she's apologizing for her comments in the past, which I'm assuming as a conservative commentator meant that she acknowledged biology, meant that she wasn't for men going into women's bathrooms or in women's sports. She's apologizing for that now. So yeah, it's a cause for concern for Elon, as he has seen his son, who is a twin, go down that path. Elon himself has said that his son was put on puberty blockers, something that he deeply regrets because he said he was lied to by doctors. You know, they pull that one, would you rather have, a daughter or an unalived son? They pull that one, and what's a parent supposed to say? So now the mother of his child is showing that she is buying into that ideology. Yeah, it's a huge concern for him. So this is what he said. I will be filing for full custody today, given her statements implying she might transition a 1-year-old boy. So you let me know what you think. Do you think that her comments, I don't mean to laugh because this is serious. If I was in Elon's position, I'd be concerned too. Don't get me wrong. But do you think she is saying, hinting that she wants to transition a 1-year-old boy, or even hinting that her 1-year-old boy is in the wrong body? Ashley St Clair is a turncoat grifter. I knew she was a snake for years. I don't trust any of these feminist conservative influencers. She wrote a book which she described as an unapologetic rebuke of transgender acceptance, along with numerous other recent actions. All things point to a complete abandonment of the right and conservatism. She went on the offensive against me first, and publicly and privately smeared my name and podcast. She also lobbied for my deplatforming and for conservatives to not appear on my podcast. When I finally responded to her attacks, calling her a feminist, I got dragged by other big conservative names. Seems like I was right all along. Classic scorned baby mama pivot. Pathetic grift. And this is Brian Atlas. So this is the book. Elephants Are Not Birds. Oh, I was not aware of any of this. I don't know much about her. I just know that She was a conservative commentator, so she writes a book to encourage children that, it's okay to be who you are. You're not born in the wrong body. And now, I'm assuming she made money from that book. She's now done a complete 180 and is saying that calling a boy her son's sister. I can't get over that. She's saying my son's sister, acknowledging, everything that Elon would be against, basically, especially when it comes to his son. So, this is where we're at now. Is Elon overreacting? Because she could potentially lose custody of her child. And, it's come from a social media post. Do you think this is a huge overreaction, or does he have every reason to be concerned? And, should he take action? I must say, I don't think she said anything about transitioning the child, especially a 1-year-old, from that. But she clearly is now bought into gender ideology. I think she's just phony, to be honest. I think she's a phony, and she's just pandering to this person. She wrote a book. It looks like a children's book, okay? So she just comes across as very disingenuous. She's going to jump on whatever bandwagon is going to get her more attention. That's what it seems like to me. And I hope they can figure this out. Or maybe she can be successful in reassuring him that she's not going to transition her son. I did feel sorry for her a little bit when she had the baby, because she just had a baby and the father appeared to be ignoring her. Or maybe that was just on social media. But he has announced this on social media. It seems like that's how they communicate. I'm just speculating, but...
and advocate for those within the trans community that I've hurt. So Elon has interpreted that, where she is simply saying, I have regrets on the statements I've made about the transgender community. I want to support my son's sister. He has now conflated that to mean he thinks that she is going to make their 1-year-old boy a transgender girl. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
Obviously, Elon is going to be very concerned because he is deeply against gender ideology, because he has seen what it has done to his son. He's going to be concerned about one of the mothers of his children buying into gender ideology and potentially sowing that seed. 1 minute, she's writing books about, elephants cannot be rabbits or whatever it is. And now she's referring to Elon's son, Xavier, as her son's sister. So yeah, he's going to be concerned. But at the same time, she never posted anything about transitioning a 1-year-old. In fact, she comes across as a sort of person who would encourage other people to transition their children and encourage, gender ideology, but never want that for her own child. That's how she comes across to me. Very disingenuous. You can virtue signal and buy into it all you want publicly, so you get a pat on the back and you get called compassionate. But when it comes to their own child, they would never hear of anything like that. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But what's concerning is she may very well end up in a custody battle now against a billionaire, a multi-billionaire. So she's landed herself in it. Or it could be Elon just trying to scare her. I don't agree with that, but he could just be doing that. Not something that he's necessarily going to follow through. Who knows? But that is something that he clearly doesn't want another child of his to fall victim to. And that's completely understandable. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.